Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to, I don't even know what week this is. I think it's week 34 or 35. It's not 35, is it? I think it's week 34. Well, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, welcome to this week's weight loss journey update. I don't have tons to share this week. I started off really, really good, and then it just kind of fell all to hell this week. So, for those of you that follow my vlog, the last couple days with our little dog has been really, really rough. And so my focus and my attention has really been on little Boo Radley. I've gotten very little sleep the last couple days. Interestingly enough, and I said this on my vlog, but typically when I am going through like major stress in my life, or in the when I look in the past at things in the past, I would say 5 years ago and before that, I am somebody that typically stress eats. I typically emotionally eat, and that's kind of like how I feed my feelings, so to speak. Interestingly enough, this time I'm not really doing that. I don't know what it is. I really don't even have an appetite. I also kind of feel a little bit like I'm running on adrenaline, if you want to know the truth. I'm probably getting about 4 hours of sleep a night, and even though like I'm like mentally feeling kind of exhausted, I physically just, I get up and I just kind of start getting to it, you know, and taking the little guy outside and all that kind of stuff. And so that's been kind of my focus the last couple days. Now, when I got on here last week, I said that my goal was to walk every single day for a half an hour. I actually started off really well doing that. I missed Saturday because we went out to dinner with some friends, and then I didn't get home until about, I think I got home about 20 till 9 or 20 till 10 that night to give Boo Radley his medicine. And at that point, I was like, I'm not going to walk. It's like too late and things like that. So the next night, I like doubled up and walked. But then it kind of like went downhill after that. And so I haven't kept up with my walking goal at all. You know, I said that when I started this journey, I was just going to come on here and be as authentic and genuine as I possibly could, because I wanted to share what my weight loss journey looked like in real time. You know, I have this like idea down the road that I'm going to come on here and be like, my videos, I feel like I've had this idea for quite some time, that my videos are going to be like, I met my goal weight and now I'm, you know, doing maintenance, and this is what my workout looks like this week, and this is the great foods that I've been eating and all this kind of stuff. But the reality is that life happens, you know? And I shared this on here, I think last week, about like the last Christmas. I don't know, I've shared this on here actually probably a couple times. The last Christmas that I spent with my mom. And I was very, very fixated on my eating. And I was at that time doing really low calories, and I was eating like, it was not healthy. I was eating like 2 lean cuisines a day. And I remember exactly the one that was the basil chicken and pasta, that I ate like 2 of those every single day. And so we had gotten a cabin for Christmas in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And I can remember going to the grocery store and literally getting like 10 lean cuisines, and they were all like the basil, this was before I was a vegetarian, basil chicken and pasta, or chicken and basil pasta, or whatever it was called. I don't even think they make it anymore. But anyway, and then I can remember for Christmas Eve, like I felt really bad because my mom like wanted to go out to dinner somewhere or whatever, and I was so fixated on losing weight and being at this goal weight and, you know, all this kind of stuff, which eventually I did reach, you know, after my mom passed away and stuff like that. And I was like working out and all this kind of stuff, and like really like watching everything that I ate. But at that time, I can remember my mom like really wanted to do something for Christmas Eve, and I remember going to the store and getting her like these really nice like TV dinners. I can't remember what they were, but anyway, it was that restaurant that they have like the I've talked about this on here. I know I've talked about it on my vlog, but they were like the it was like some kind of, she had like some dessert, and it was like apple, and then it was like turkey and stuffing, and it was the restaurant that has the chicken pot pies. I don't know why I always remember. It has the macaroni and cheese and chicken pot pies. I don't even know if these places exist anymore. I can see the one place, because I used to go through there and get the macaroni and cheese. But anyway, and I remember my mom was like really cool about the whole thing, because she like really respected. My mom was somebody that also was very hard on me about my weight, like a lot. I can remember one Christmas, she and I going shopping, and afterwards we went to the Edinburgh Outlet Mall, and afterwards we went to go eat at Cracker Barrel. And I can remember my mom, I had like hash brown casserole like stuffing and macaroni and cheese or something. And my mom like pointed with her fork and she's like, you do realize you have 3 starches on your plate and stuff like that. My mom and my aunt both, Caroline and I, my cousin Caroline, have very similar relationships with food and with eating and weight because of our mothers. I don't know like what in their childhood existed, but they were very fixated on weight a lot. And my aunt was really more fixated on the number and like how you looked. My mom was a little bit more fixated on the health of it all. I can remember later in life, like, she would eat like certain foods, like, you know, a lot of blueberries because she said they had antioxidants in them. And she would like tell me all these things that she had seen on TV, and she would, or, you know, get certain foods. But my mom was not a real healthy eater either. Like, she would eat just very little. And then she would like binge eat like ice cream. I would call her and she'd say, oh, the grocery store had like, you know, pick any gallon of ice cream that you want for like $1. And then she was like, I ate the whole tub of ice cream and now my stomach hurts. So my mom very much had binge eating as well. And she liked snacks and she liked treats and she liked candy and stuff like that. My aunt was not so much like that, but I can remember comments that my aunt would make about my cousin Caroline and her weight and stuff like that, and my mom would do the same thing to me with my weight, even at times that I wasn't even heavy. So my mom was somebody that was always supportive of any kind of like me wanting to lose weight. And I can remember at that time, because I lost like 30 to 40 pounds like rather quickly. And I can remember my mom being like, you look really good. Like, you look really healthy and, you know, you're like fitting into your clothes and stuff like that. She would make comments like that. I can remember at one point she said something to me the same trip when we were shopping. I wanted to go into some store. I think it was like Aeropostale or something like that. And she was like, and at the time I would have been like 33 or 34. It would have been a couple years before she passed away. So 33 or 34. And she was like, I don't think that they have your clothes in this store. And at that point, I probably was about 220 pounds in all honesty. And I said, what do you mean they don't have my clothes in this kind of store? I said, I mean, like, this is a younger store. I get it, but it's not that young. You know, I'm like 32 or something at the time. And my mom goes, no, that's not what I mean. She was like, and she like referenced my weight. And she said it in kind of like some like joking way. I think what she said was like, you're like 2 seats on a plane kind of thing. And I was like, I couldn't believe she even said it to me. That was like the same trip where we went to Cracker Barrel afterwards. And so, you know, but I remember that Christmas, my mom being very supportive of like, if you don't want to go out somewhere and eat because you're like watching what you eat, like that's great. And so she was really cool about the whole thing. But I can, in retrospect, I wish I would have given my mom like one last Christmas dinner. I mean, I didn't know it was going to be her last Christmas, you know, but I think that that would have been a better memory in retrospect of spending like a great Christmas dinner with my mom than maybe me like, you know, losing a pound or 2 or something like that. So, you know, in retrospect, I don't think that that was that important to me. And going through stressful times like that, I don't necessarily like stress eat anymore, but it is important for me to be like focused on what's important to me at the times that I can do that and whatnot. So, and that's kind of like what I've been focused on the last couple days. People are rampantly calling me while I'm making this video. I have my phone right here. Because while I was like just relaxing this week, the last couple days and stuff like that. So I did walk the first couple days. I did pretty good with that. I have not gone to the grocery store with a nutritionist yet because all this stuff came up with B. Radley, so we're kind of like postponing that. We're putting that on the back burner for right now. And the fitness regimen, that's kind of being put on the back burner right now. And so anyway, and you know, in all honesty, like in the past, I think I would be, like this is where this whole story comes into play. I think in the past, I would be like, no, like you have to stick to this no matter what you're going through. And I think that there's a great attitude about that. But in the same breath, I think for me, it's important that, you know, like I do what's important for me to take care of myself right now, and making sure that, you know, I'm doing all this and doing all that and I'm only getting 4 hours of sleep is probably not what's best for me. So anyway, I did, while I was watching some show the last week, I think this was the earlier part of the week, I saw this commercial, and the commercial was for, I think it was like Hers vitamins, you know, like there's Hims and Hers. I use the Hims shampoo and conditioner sometimes. I actually really like the Hims shampoo and conditioner if you're looking for a good, it's a thickening shampoo and conditioner. Not that I need it because my hair is so thick, but I saw this commercial for Hers, and it was talking about like these weight loss. I don't know anything about their weight loss. I think they're doing semaglutide as well over there, and they have like these pills, and you work with like a nutritionist. I don't know anything about that, but I do know that I watched the commercial, and I wrote down what they said on there because I liked the message that she sent, because I talk a lot over here about like my goal weight, right? And I think for some period of time that has, well, for much of my life, that's been a number for me, right? I think the older I get, what I realize is I have been some of those numbers and still not been happy because my body dysmorphia kicks in. And so I don't ever feel like I really look good, you know? It's not, and so I don't know that, I think a number is a great aim for me, but I don't know, and I kind of go back and forth with all this, so I'm sure next week I'll probably say something completely different, but I don't know that a number for me, it's like once I reach that number, then true happiness happens. And I think I thought that for a long time. I think, you know, many different times, on many different weight loss journeys, diets, whatever I've done, fitness journeys, I think I thought, if you just reach this weight, like some weight that I came up with in my head that there's no reason why I came up with that weight anyway, or that weight reminded me of a past weight. Like when I talked about, I can remember the weight that I was when my wedding band or my engagement ring fit the last time was 218. And then I got below 218 and my wedding ring still didn't fit. But in my head, I thought if I could just get below 218. So it's not always about a number. But I saw this commercial and the commercial said, my goal weight is feeling healthy, loving how I feel in my clothes. And you know, it made me like this whole idea of, because she says on there, like, my goal weight is feeling healthy and loving how I feel in my clothes. And I thought, that's really what I'm aiming for, right? Like, my aim is that I want to be healthy. I want to feel good. I want to feel cute when I put on some clothes. I think we all relate to that. We can talk about health all we want, but like, I want to feel cute when I put on some clothes and go out on a date with my husband or go out to dinner with friends. Like, I want to feel cute. Like, I want to look in the mirror and be like, you look cute tonight, you know? I think we all relate to that to some degree. I don't know. Somebody will probably say they don't care, but I care. I care about wanting to look cute. Like, I enjoy clothes. I want to feel comfortable in my clothes. A couple years ago, I made a decision that I can remember, like, I would always, like, to events and things like that, wear a suit. And suits just are really not that comfortable. And especially the heavier that you are, they're not that comfortable. No matter what kind of great suit that you have, I've had really great suits. I've had really cheap suits. Suits are not comfortable. Suit jackets are not comfortable when you're overweight. And so there was a point where I just was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not dressing in the costume that's appropriate. Like, I'm going to wear what's comfortable for me. What's so crazy about that is that mindset literally just came overnight. It was a couple years ago. We went to this event that's called Rev in Indianapolis, and we were both going to wear suits that night. And I was like, I looked at Alex and I said, I don't think I'm going to wear a suit. And he goes, what are you going to wear? And the style of this event is everything from, like, you know, evening gowns and suits all the way to, like, jeans and t-shirts. And so I called our friends that we were going with, and I said, what are you guys wearing? And she's like, this was our friends Melissa and Jason. And Melissa was like, well, Jason's going to wear, like, you know, like black jeans and a t-shirt and a leather jacket. And I'm going to wear, like, this dress with this leather jacket over it. And I told Alex, I said, I'm not wearing a suit. He goes, what are you going to wear? And I said, I'm going to wear these black jeans that make me feel good. I'm going to wear these, like, Doc Marten platform boots. And I'm going to wear this white Western shirt that I feel good in. Like, I pulled it out that day. And I was like, you know, because it's, like, race themed, so it's black and white. And I had so much fun. Like, I felt so good, you know? I felt really comfortable. And so when I saw this definition of my goal weight is feeling good in my clothes, I was like, that's a big deal, right? For me, I don't feel good in my clothes right now. There's a lot of clothes, like, you know, I'm in between kind of sizes right now. And so either things are a little too tight or they're way too baggy. And so, like, I have to go through my closet again and get rid of some stuff because I'm not comfortable in my clothes right now. I want to be at the point where, like, and I was there, where I can go in the closet and I can just literally pick out anything and I can put it on and I can go out for the day. That would be one of my goals. Another one of my goals would be that I would go to the doctor and the doctor would be happy with my weight, you know? Another goal would be that, you know, I already got off the blood pressure medicine, that I could get off the thyroid medicine, you know, and that my weight would be good. Those are, like, the healthy things, and that my weight was not an issue every time I go for my you know, the primary care physician check-ins and my other doctor's appointments, so they're always bringing up my weight. Like, that would be another issue, you know, for me, that would be a goal that I would reach, where we're not talking about my weight, like, my weight's not an issue anymore. And last night, you know, I was watching 1,000 Pound Sisters, because over my Peter Watches TV channel, I cover that. And so at the beginning of it, the whole family goes to see this doctor that they go see. And he's talking about, like, they all want this, like, skin removal surgery. And he's talking about, like, well, if you could get you below a certain weight where you're not morbidly obese anymore, you know, like, and he's talking about all these different things. And I'm like, that's where I want to be. Like, I want to be where my weight is not an issue to my doctors anymore. That's another goal of mine. And so when I saw this on there, it was like, I think I even wrote in here something about made me start to redefine my definition of what a goal weight is. And so, you know, yeah, I still have a number that I want to reach. You know, I have a couple numbers, honestly. Like, I'd like to be below 200. I think I'd be happy at 185. I would love to be 180, and my goal weight would be between 170 and 175. But honestly, 170, I would look emaciated at 170 today. I can remember being 170 and people being like, you're really thin. Like, 170 is really thin for me. And so, and what's interesting is when you look at like BMIs and weight things and stuff like that, I mean, I'm 5'10", 170 is considered a little bit on the heavier side. And I know myself at 170, you know, so anyway, we're not anywhere near close to talking about being 170, so I don't think I need to talk about that. So this week has been interesting. Like things have just kind of fallen apart, but or fallen to the side of focusing on my weight loss journey. But I was like, you know, I'm going to make this video today because this has been one of the things that has been a constant. You know, maybe I haven't kept up with the walking. Maybe I haven't lost a lot of weight. Maybe I haven't done this. But this, coming on here and holding myself accountable every week, has been one of the goals that I have kept up with for 34, 36 weeks at this point. And, you know, for that, I am proud of that I've kept it up, that I haven't just let it go and been like, okay, I'm done with this, right? And so I am proud of myself for that. And I know that at some point, like, I know that I'll be on here and I'll be talking about reaching my goal weights and getting under 200 and feeling healthy. I know that those days are coming. And I know it seems like it's been a lot of videos where I've been talking just about around in circles about this kind of stuff. It feels like that for me too. And I don't know, maybe that's part of my journey. Maybe that's what I need to get to or go through to get to the other side. All I know is that I'm not going to beat myself up for not walking an hour and a half every day and lifting weights and talking every day with my nutritionist when I've got other life stressors going on. I'm just not. Like, that's not where I want my focus to be right now. So I did weigh myself today. Now, I did say that I haven't really had much of an appetite in the last week, but I also said I haven't really done anything to try to, you know, effectively lose weight or anything. So I did weigh myself. Hold on a second. Let me get my Fitness Pal pulled up here. Last week when I weighed myself, I was 208.4, and today when I weighed myself, I was 207.2. So I have lost 1.2 pounds in the last week, virtually doing absolutely nothing. And I keep on going between this like 207 and this 209 part, you know, weight. I feel like I can't get out of there. I was like, today I got on my scale and I felt a little thinner today. You know, like when you can kind of feel thinner. I felt a little thinner and I thought, I'm going to get on here today and I'm going to be like 204. And I was like 207.2. And I was like, no, not yet. But I didn't do anything. You know, I just didn't really, I haven't had much of an appetite. In fact, it's interesting because, and I know this does not go along with the weight loss journey, but so I have this, you know, review channel. I'm sure many of you know about that, where I review like junk food and stuff like that. It's interesting because every once in a while I'll get a comment. People like, you have a weight loss journey, but you review like junk food. Yeah, I like take 2 bites of it and then that's it. And then it either goes to somebody else or I throw it in the trash. Like, it's not like I'm sitting there eating all this. But it's been a couple nights now and I ordered because 5 years ago, I did this comparison, this review comparison of the Cheesecake Factory, and I compared the pumpkin cheesecake to the pumpkin pecan cheesecake, and I compared both of them. So I think it was 2 nights ago, or it might have even been 3 nights ago now, I can't remember. I DoorDashed these cheesecakes to order, and they've been sitting in the refrigerator, and I just haven't got around to making the review yet, and so I think I'm going to try to do that today, because I don't think the cheesecakes will probably make it much longer in there. But, you know, in all honesty, it's funny because, like, as I'm sitting here talking about it, I'm like, I'm not even hungry for cheesecake, like, to even take, like, a bite or two of it. And my husband does not like anything pumpkin, and he doesn't like anything pecan. So he's not going to eat them. And who am I going to give a piece? I might cut part off. My neighbor next door, she'll eat it. She loves anything like that, so she'll eat it. So I might, like, call her and be like, hey, do you want the rest of this cheesecake? Because I'm just going to, like, cut off part of it, the end of it that I, you know, took a bite off of or whatever. So she'll probably be like, yeah, let's bring it over. But anyway, so I'm going to, you know, do that today, but I'm just not hungry. I'm not hungry at all. I've kind of like lost my appetite. So, I am kind of surprised I didn't lose more weight than that because I haven't really been eating much at all. So anyway, that's where we're at today. I have absolutely no idea what the next week is going to look like. I'm just kind of taking it day by day right now. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.